Welcome back to Booze, Bros, and Cars, your favorite podcast about booze and cars. And we're your hosts. I'm Eric.
I'm Mike.
I'm Nick.
I'm Carmelo.
And here we are at Sebring. We're at the 12 Hours of Sebring here. It is nighttime on Thursday. What day? What?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's
Holy
Friday.
shit, it is Friday. It's been,
March 15th.
Yeah, March 15th. It's been a hell of a freaking week, guys. It's been insane. Actually, me, Nick, and Mike actually got up here Wednesday.
Yeah.
Set up camp here. It's been, nothing but just great and fun. Exhausting, but it's been a lot of fun.
Very hot this year.
Extremely
Very,
hot.
very hot. Very dry. Not a lot of clouds.
Yes. Yeah, not a lot of clouds. It's just been
Crazy
very
fun, though.
Yeah, crazy
Tons of
fun. Yeah, it's been really sunny.
Yes.
Just sweating from everywhere.
And unbearably hot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the past few years we've been blessed with good weather. What, the past 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some
2020.
rain here or there, but
yeah, but it was tolerable. It wasn't flooding.
Cooler weather.
Cooler weather.
For the most part.
I think it was like the 60s or 70s, like 78. I think it was last year. Was the high. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we're due for one of these kind of hot, muggy,
sweltering.
At least it's not humid yet.
Yet is the key word.
Yeah.
Yet is the key word.
You guys are from Florida, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. But, it's been a lot of fun. Carmelo, you actually just got up here today, actually.
Yeah, this morning.
But you missed out on some pretty interesting things that we've kind of done. We actually did. So, obviously, like I said, the three of us got here on Wednesday, setting up camp and everything. Obviously, this is like kind of the backdrop that you guys can see. We're all drinking Coach right now because we're kind of taking a break here from drinking. But we were walking the paddock and it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. We actually were able to talk to one of the teams that Nick actually reached out to. Thanks for that, Nick, for networking and actually getting that connection.
Yay, Nick!
Yeah, look at you coming through for once.
It's not always
making us
pure
wait.
chaos that comes out of me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's good things.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got in contact with JC and Greg from Core Motorsports, which is actually a lot of fun. They actually let these guys actually sit in an actual GT3 race car, which is awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I will say, yes, definitely a Mustang.
Yeah.
Very, very tight fit.
Yes.
For those of you watching, if you've never been in an actual race car, in actual race seats with a roll cage, it is very, very constricting. I don't really know how else to describe it.
Not for the dad bod, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I got a little extra fluff on me than I think the typical race car driver does.
If you're into latex, it's a great fit for you. But on the side of that, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, pretty tight. I mean, definitely, it is very. Carmelo, you brought this up earlier today. It is very driver oriented.
Yeah.
All of your controls are right there. You are squeezed into your seat. Steering wheel is up close. All of your controls, your modules, everything is right there where you need it. Cool experience. It was definitely awesome getting to sit into a race car. That was actually running today.
Yeah.
On the track.
Well, actually,
not
no,
that one. We were
not that one.
Yes,
The
that's
car
true. That
we
was
got
a
to get
spare car.
into was
Yes.
brought in just for some photo ops for
Right.
Ford performance and stuff like that. But really,
Same general thing, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're twin cars. They're both
Yes.
identical
Just the
cars.
press. You guys just got in the press car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Well,
so the car we got into
it
was a car
runs.
that just raced at Grand Prix St. Pete.
So it's not an actual separate press car. It's a race
No,
car.
it's a race car. They just were running that
That's awesome.
identical
one.
cars.
Yeah.
They just were running
And
one.
was that the car that won? I thought a Mustang won.
It was the Mustang that won at St. Pete Grand
That's
Prix.
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got a little heritage to it already. But really, the bitch of it all was the damn door support bar. Like climbing over that with the roll cage above you and trying to shimmy in at most of us being 6 foot or 6'2" in that realm is tricky. I mean, well, Steve, another friend of ours, was tagging along yesterday, and he's definitely shorter than us. And I mean, it was a struggle for him.
Very true. But the biggest thing, like you said, is the door bar.
Yeah.
You got to step over it. Excuse me. Put your foot in, and then obviously there's some fireworks going on right now.
They're just for us, actually.
We decided to bring some fireworks for you guys.
You guys can't see it, but
we
you
would
can probably
pan
hear
the
it,
camera right now because it's pretty awesome, but you'll just have to take our word for it.
So congratulations, we got 100 subscribers.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Guys, make that happen. Don't disappoint us.
Yeah. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Well, yeah, you guys got able to get into it. I didn't because I was caught up in conversation with Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Yes.
So cool guy. You know, he's awesome. He doesn't work for Core Motorsports. He volunteers for Core Motorsports, which is actually really freaking awesome. So,
that's awesome.
But yeah, cool guy. As I said, JC was awesome as well.
Well, you know, it really cool experience in general because, you know, obviously you reached out to them prior to, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, we're all walking the pits on Wednesday, and we're kind of going down the line. You have all the different manufacturers, all the different teams there working on their cars, doing their adjustments to their vehicles.
For pictures, and that's how
Eric was taking photography of every single one, and then we got to that one, and honestly, we didn't even realize where we were. And Greg actually came out and was just like, hey, you guys want to touch a race car? And we're like, okay.
It was like,
why
would
we not want to do that? And then he was like, oh my God, we're at Core. This is like, this is where JC, you know, we were talking on the phone, and then it all just clicked, and then they took us into their, you know, their whole pit area. It was awesome. It was a really cool experience.
We had a freaking race car, so it was, definitely pretty cool.
Super cool.
Yeah,
but
get it closer.
Not that close.
Yeah, not that close.
Apologies.
Anyways,
practicing.
This freaking guy. Anyways, but yeah,
too much alcohol, Nick.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we also got to hang out with what was that team that we were talking to? It was it one of the Lamborghini teams?
Which no, it was
It was one of the racing teams that
where they were scanning. They were doing a 3D scan on the bottom of the car.
Yeah.
No, it was Cadillac.
Oh,
it was Cadillac. It was one of the DPI prototypes.
GTD Pro.
Which was really cool because they
the class is GTD Pro.
Are fisting things.
Yeah.
They.
Wasn't it a prototype car?
If anybody has seen a 3D scan before, it's wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it before?
Yes.
They've got basically the ball sensors all around
Yep.
it. So the guy got on like
and they're moving the camera.
So
picks up
he
all
was
the
underneath
sensors.
the car, and he was running the 3D scanner all on the bottom of the car. And one of the techs came out, and you know we started talking about it. It was really cool. So that is all about homologation. Every single panel on the bottom of that vehicle has to be within spec. If it is not within spec, they have to fix it.
Yeah.
He said there's a matter of shims, there's spacers, there's all kinds of different things to the arrow on the bottom of the car.
Yep.
So they have to run that 3D scanner along the entire, chassis, basically.
Was that IMSA that was running it, or was this like a was this an in-house inspection pre?
It was.
IMSA
So what
okay.
what the guy told us, and I can't remember the guy's name, but what he essentially said was they get a 3D scan by IMSA, and then they have X amount of hours, whatever, and to go in and make the adjustments
to be within the rules and regulations.
Spec. Yep.
Okay. Well, so specifically, the technical aspect of it is they do a 3D CAD scan to start the season. They submit it to IMSA for approval, and then at every race they have to rescan, and it has to be within a certain tolerance percentage to run in that race the following day or whenever that is. So that's what they do. They're now 3D scanning now the car can race, worked on and stuff to make sure everything's still in those tolerances. They have to resubmit them for tech inspection before the race and make sure everything's approved so they can run the car. So it was really cool. Again, like I said, I can't remember which team. It wasn't Orica, it wasn't Ligier, it was I can't remember it wasn't Multimat. I can't remember which one it was, but the guy that we were speaking to actually worked for one of the chassis makers.
Okay.
So he was all decked out in Cadillac gear, but he actually works for the company that makes that particular chassis for that car.
Yeah, it was really cool to actually like be able to talk to him. But and the crazy thing is that like every year that we've actually come here, and we are actually able to talk to the actual employees of like these race teams or these manufacturers, they're super fucking humble and they're always open to like talk about anything. It was kind of disappointing that this year WEC wasn't here at Sebring because they were one group of people that were always open to actually just open up and just talk to us about anything and everything.
I mean, I remember walking the pits either pre-race or post-race, and drivers would just be out there signing, team members would be out there, and we could just have a conversation about whether it's about cars, whatever, philosophy, life, whatever it was. And these people were down to earth. I remember Eric and I don't know if you guys were with us, probably 2 years ago, there was a Hyundai when they were running the Velocitors. The Veloster N.
Oh, yeah.
Right after
the
race,
came
we
out.
ended up getting invited into the trailer, BSing with the guys, like looking up close and personal in the cars, and it was a great experience overall. And when I was walking the grid today, one of the guys was like, "Oh, why can't we? Where are the drivers?" and asking me questions, and I'm like, well, you know, that was the WEC. IMSA's a little bit different, a little more reserved.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but he was like, oh, no, I'm looking for this one driver. He's supposed to be here. He was here last year. I'm like, no, their race was, I think, in like Qatar or Abu Dhabi somewhere. You know, their first race of the season. And I think it was last week, March 2nd.
Fireworks showing.
Good fireworks.
Yeah.
We should have panned to show you guys, but we're a little set up jankily here, so we didn't want to.
It's a little tight under here under these canopies, but
you know, to that point, I think it's, you know, the part of the thing about, you know, a lot of people watching this maybe have never been to a professional, you know, motorsports race like this before, and it is very interactive. It's very fan based. They do a lot of things for the fans. It's not just because, you know, obviously the teams like doing it. They like talking about what they're working on, the vehicles that they have, things like that. But it's also very fan-oriented. They want us to know kind of what the inner workings are. Some teams are better about it than others, but it is a really, really fun experience, especially walking the pits on the early days of the, you know, the event, since it is technically a four-day event for the 12-hour.
Yeah, I actually have to admit that showing up early is actually what you have a better experience with talking to the teams.
Yeah.
On like
they're a little more relaxed.
They're less stressed because it's so in advance of the actual event they're taking part in.
Yeah. There you go. Sorry.
Wow.
Touching other people's microphones.
I just want to make sure the volume levels are good, man.
We want to make sure. Eric just wants to make sure the whole world can hear you. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what Eric was saying there is, like, if you're going to come to an event like Daytona 24, Sebring, Road Atlanta, any of the other IMSA races, you know, which are endurance races, you want to kind of get there as early as you possibly can. Yeah. It's great coming on race day because the crowds are insane. There's a million people all there to kind of watch the same thing. I don't know what the numbers are this year, but there will be probably over 20 plus 30,000 people here on track.
When WC was here, weren't the numbers like 400,000 people through the weekend?
I heard over 100,000, but I don't know if that was just people talking or if that was a legitimate number.
I heard it was a pretty massive number of attendance.
It's a pretty massive. It's a pretty massive number. Even though WEC is not here this year.
Well, but instead of WEC being here, we had the Porsche Cup that we just watched.
Yep.
There was the
Lamborghini Trofeo. Yep. Miata Cup Miata race.
When I got here earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
The little Hornets driving around.
Yep. And another cool thing this year is there is a lot more corrals. So anybody that knows about any of these races, they usually do corrals. I don't know how specific that is to multiple racetracks, but Sebring does it every year. This year they have the Corvette Corral. They have a Mustang Corral, which is kind of a newer one. Lexus is usually here. They have a Cadillac Corral as well as Porsche. So lots of different options.
There was a Lamborghini Corral.
Apparently there was a Lamborghini Corral as well. So
I think that one was invite only.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, which is why it wasn't.
The Lexus is actually invite only too, technically, right? Isn't it, Eric?
It is, yeah.
And you have to have an F Sport.
No, it has to be an F Sport or up to be eligible for that.
They're pretty selective for.
Which is kind of BS, kind of together with the Ford Performance one, because Ford Performance only allows Mustangs. Makes no sense.
So I will tell you that the way the Ford Performance one was advertised, it was advertised as a Mustang Corral. Because I considered bringing my SF95 there.
I checked all that out, but then I got upset when I got here because other than the sign at the entrance that said Mustang Corral, everything else was flagged and tagged for Performance. Everything. I was like, dude, come on.
I wonder if that was a last-minute transition where they realized they missed an opportunity with all the ST sales from the Fiesta, the Focus.
Well, it's crazy.
You got to think, though.
Focuses and Fiestas. I've got my ST here. There's a red one directly across another Explorer ST.
That's as good as yours?
Huh?
Almost as good as yours? As good as yours?
It's probably faster, but you just won't say it.
A half-inch smaller exhaust. So, it is kind of what it is. Oh, wait, we have friends coming.
We have friends coming.
We have trouble coming.
No, come on in. Come on, say hi. Come on in.
Yes, we have a puppy friend here as well.
Yes, we are podcasting. Come on over. This is part of the experience. Get in here.
Make a cameo.
Yeah. Say hi really quick. Hi. That's cool. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hey.
Welcome.
Can I do
Welcome to Booze, Bros, and Cars.
Yeah. Go for it.
That's fun.
Yeah. We're talking about car corrals right now, and
okay.
kind of the intricacies, related between Ford Performance and how they only allowed Mustangs this year.
Don't worry, we go on tangents all the time, so you can derail us if you
Ford
want.
guys, so you're not talking about. Okay.
This guy, this guy right here.
I may be employed
this guy.
by one, and I drive this one.
Okay.
I'm a Ford person too. Don't
Yeah,
she's not shit talking. Don't let her shit talk.
Shit talk. That's what we're here for. Do it. Talk shit.
This is car talk. What's your brand of choice?
Okay, so
You got to get closer to that mic.
I have to give a shout out to my husband because he's a Porsche purist.
All right.
I see the shirt. I see the AutoQuest shirt.
I will say. But
sounds good.
We did have 2 Ford trucks. We had an F-150 and an F-250. F-250 is superior. It's like, I don't know. I feel like you're in a yacht, but you're on land. Like, it's very comfortable.
Okay.
If you're towing something, it's great.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go.
Big fan.
We appreciate that then. I appreciate that since that's the brand I sell. So, yeah, that works well.
What do you think of the Ford GT3 out here, the Mustang GT3?
So we actually were just
we sat in one yesterday, which was really awesome. Yeah,
it's
super
wild.
cool.
Unfortunately, so the car that was running today, the same driver, actually the car we sat in 2 nights ago was the car he drove and won at St. Pete for the Grand Prix. Yeah. So we got to actually sit in that car 2 nights ago, which is very uncomfortable for any person of any size to get into. But I mean, it was great. Like we were hoping for them for the Joe Mack and the Core Motorsports Mustang to do a little bit better today. They got taken out in one of the turns kind of early on. It set them back a lot. They got ran off the course, so that part was kind of unfortunate. But that we were talking about that a little bit ago. That team is super welcoming, super hospitable. It was just a cool experience to go check them out and hang out with them for a little bit. So we're hoping for their next race to have a little bit better luck.
Yeah.
And have a cleaner race. So.
I will say they were giving it a good old college try, trying to catch back up though, man. He was putting in some work on that thing, so definitely an entertaining race.
Yeah.
But I think going back to talking about the Ford Performance, actually.
Before we go back to that, Nick, aren't you a Porsche guy?
I do have a Porsche as well. However, it only
put
has
on
half of its suspension. And
here we go.
And it has no engine, so
it is a 944 shell that has been sitting in his garage for how long now?
6 years or so.
Yeah.
And we rebuilt the engine, so when he bought it, it was pieced out, right? We helped
rebuilt the
tear it
4-cylinder.
down. We built the 4-cylinder, and then what happened?
He sold the 4-cylinder, and then it has no engine.
It got put on the back burner. Why? Because stuff happened, and then
I buy more cars.
And then here's the funny shit about it. He was all ready and dedicated to put all this time and investment into the car.
And I did buy stuff for it.
And he buys a Nissan Cedric. He's got a problem.
This statement is
God damn it, Nick! Fix the Porsche.
I have issues.
Put an engine in it. Put an engine in it.
Yeah.
I always wanted a right-hand drive import car, so I bought one.
Look, at this point, I mean, like, look, you got this guy, which, by the way, what's your name, by the way? Anthony. So we got Anthony, and we got Frank. Technically, you can hand them both the car, and they can get it done for you.
And a good amount of money.
I can't afford for real Porsche.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So Frank actually. Okay.
Just pay Frank to get it going for you. Come on,
Frank
bud.
is currently staring at the sky with binoculars.
You know what though? That's fine. That's all right.
There's some NVGs.
That's all right. It's probably night vision. See, Danny knows what's up.
Danny, would you say hello?
By the way, we have Danny here.
Danny, get in here, bud.
Danny Diaz.
He's a really good friend of ours.
Danny is.
What's up, Danny?
Danny's part of my JDM problem. He's got some nice shit, and I ended up buying something. But while you're here, you want to tell us what you got?
All right, so in my garage right now, I have a 1992 Nissan R32 GTR, straight from Japan.
Badass.
I've had it since when I get back from Afghanistan. I think it was 2013.
You've had it for a while, yeah.
It was so when we met, it was 2013.
Yeah. That guy over there.
He knows.
He saw it in the garage when he was on duty. Literally he broke his neck, came around, pulled behind us, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, here it goes. And he's like, hey, you know that car is not illegal to have here in the States. And I'm like, here we go. Like, oh, I'm just messing with you. I'm like,
technically, officer, I got
all my butt pucker up this tight. And then I was, all right, we're good. He ended up being a car guy and super awesome guy. So,
thanks,
but besides the 32, I also have, which is my girlfriend's car, is a 1986 GTS Corolla 1.8, 4 AGE, 8.6 Corolla, candy apple red. We're still working on it right now. Still stock.
Good color.
Yeah.
Good color.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. Wait, there's more.
That's the
she
JDM side of it.
So she also has a 2023 Corolla GR Corolla Morizo Edition, number 47 out of 200. It's a pretty badass car. It's a 4-cylinder. I'm sorry, no, it's a 3-cylinder. Three-cylinder turbo car.
Yeah.
Making about 300 horsepower. Yeah. 100 horsepower per cylinder, and it's all-wheel drive manual.
No rear seat.
No rear seats. It's a full track car, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. Big brakes, no rear seats, no real window.
Carbon fiber roof, all the goodies.
Forged carbon fiber.
Forged carbon fiber roof.
Yeah.
Forged
and
carbon
she
roof.
dailies it.
And she dailies it to work every day.
Yeah.
God bless her.
But wait, there's even more.
There's more.
But wait.
So I run daily. It's a full built engine. It is a 2017 last model they made because the company went out of business. It is a 2017 Holden Commodore. Here in the U.S., they call them Chevy SS sedans.
Yes.
Has an LS3 Corvette motor in it. Magnetic ride suspension, 4-door sedan. Pretty much is a 4-door Corvette's what they call them here in the U.S.
Yours has got a little choppy chop.
It's fully built. It is chop.
A lot of choppy chop.
Oh, nice
I get like 5 to 7 miles per gallon, but it's my daily, and I drive pretty far, not lie. So,
yeah.
And then I have 2 other little cars, but they don't matter. There's just like a Jeep and a little Honda Racer.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Honda's got some issues anyway, so.
Don't worry about that either. It's a Honda. It's not
More to come from this guy, though, for sure.
So.
But stay tuned. I'll be back on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
And I'll tell you more of my story.
Yes, for sure.
One of these days, we're going to maybe try and do something in his garage so you can see the cars in the back and whatnot, and get some more background to everything. So
yeah, because this guy has a very interesting background with motorsports.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. We'll keep that a secret.
Well,
we'll more to come.
Save that for later.
More to come on a future episode of that.
All right. Well, I'm going to get drunk, and I'll see you guys later. Till next time.
Thanks, Danny. We appreciate it.
Later, Danny.
Thank you. All right, take one and pass.
Trouble delivery.
Yeah, we'll have these later. Actually.
Okay. I mean,
No, let's have one later.
All right, let's stay there.
Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, friends.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, back to what we were talking
Sebring,
about.
So back to Sebring.
Back to Sebring. Yeah.
Back to Sebring.
So we kind of went on a tangent about the corrals. Talked about the corrals a little bit. Talked about kind of the restrictions. I kind of wanted to say a little piece about how you are slightly upset that the Explorer ST will not kind of go into the Ford performance aspect of it. Are you allowed to autocross your Ford Explorer ST?
So with our local group, no. However, because it's lowered and it should be lower, it should be the ride height, the overall chassis height should now be less than the width. Per SCCA rules, I should be able to autocross it. However, unfortunately, some people in the past with our group, the Gulf Coast Autocrossers, there were some SUV issues.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were, potential crashes. I'm not really
yeah, somebody rolled an SUV once upon a time.
a true SUV thing, like the little hot hatch type, like Kona ends they let run, but something this big, a 7-passenger or 6-passenger family SUV, they will not let run. So it's kind of
well, here's another thing that I want to kind of say about that is like they only have limited amount of space for those corrals, and I feel like they kind of want to leave it to the Mustang, which is it's the
for the first year it makes sense for the first year.
Absolutely,
I agree with it. The corral compared to
it's a legendary car. It has been around. I mean, literally Mustang has run since its inception. Meaning that they've never stopped producing. Absolutely. So
my working theory is that they don't want a 5,000-pound family SUV chasing down stock GT Mustangs on the track. That's embarrassing.
So you want to know my opinion?
The majority of people do not modify their Explorer STs. We're gonna say that.
But let me interject. We walked that area compared to the Corvette, the Porsche Corral, the Lexus Corral. They probably had space for 25 cars.
It was small.
So they probably limited.
I mean, I would have been keeping up with almost anything in that corral today. They were some real.
I think that's what it was because the Corvette Corral for years is easily 100 cars, up to 100 cars in that space. Yeah. The Lexus Corral looks a little smaller this year, but that's another 60 plus.
You know what it really is? It's because the Mustang is now reintroduced into the race. The GT's out. And
right, so they're bringing it in.
First year for the Mustang being back in the major scene again. From the racing aspect, from a non-grassroots back mainstream, and I think that's really
keep it short.
A major reason. They went exclusive to Mustang.
Yeah.
Test walk.
Well, that
right.
And they want to promote the GT4 or the GT3.
Well,
car,
it's the flagship performance car for the brand.
650 just got released. It's just getting delivered, and on top of all that, you know, I think this was last minute. And don't hate me.
Well, it may be last minute, but I think that, you know, Mustang being the flagship performance car for the brand, right? There's obviously faster cars. There's obviously other things in the Ford Performance portfolio.
Of course.
But the Mustang is the flagship.
Right, and that's what they're promoting.
Sports car.
There's a 650 out there, a couple other cars, and something I just thought about was normally that spot is reserved for hospitality.
Right.
So I'm wondering if somewhere along the way they got space and said, you know what, let's make it work. Something else fell through. We already have this space, or we can get this allocation to us.
And to your point, the whole last minute thing, I think that's exactly what happened. Because we always know that it used to be the Monster Hospitality Tent, then it became, I think, the Lexus
Hyundai. It was Hyundai for a year or two.
That's right.
Just right to the bridge.
Somebody else, and then this year it's gone, and there's the Mustang Cross. I 100% think you're correct. I think the last minute adjustment they made.
Because I'll be honest, I looked February, and I found out about it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
If I would have known from December on, I would have built I would have made sure my Mustang I'm comfortable enough to drive it here. I'm good with driving it at 50 miles, but this is about 100 plus just a little more than 100 miles from my house. It's too much that I'm not comfortable enough for that.
Yeah. What Carmelo's saying is he does not trust Mustangs enough to get him 100 miles from
Mustang.
home.
I mean, keep in mind, when I bought my car, I had to flush everything. I had to drop the tank, clean out the tank.
Let's also keep in mind that he has let me go at the car with a hammer, a socket, and a torch before, so there's that. There's some questionable things that have been done.
I feel like that's like a pretty common occurrence for you, though.
But not scissors. I don't trust you with scissors.
Well, no, those were full-on wire.
Or wire snips.
I wouldn't trust me with those either. I pretty much removed those from my garage setup. But you guys let me do some questionable things to your personal vehicles.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I still have a lot
At least we work on our cars.
Done
Yeah,
to my
we
Miata
do.
That
I just think outside the box to figure out a way to make things work, and they tend to work.
Yeah.
Not on my cars, but on your guys' shit, they work. My stuff is a train wreck. I
mean, we've done the same to that Porsche. It's been a long time, but
it has.
Anyways.
And the Nissan will be getting some questionable things here soon.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Sebring. Yeah, back to Sebring.
So we're here. We're on Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the big race.
Yep.
Obviously, it is a 12-hour race. This year, it's actually starting a little bit earlier than it normally does.
Yeah.
Usually, it runs from about 10:40 a.m. till 10:40 p.m. This year, for whatever reason, they bumped it an hour. So it's 9:40 a.m. start time.
Nice.
Till 9:40 p.m. start time.
End time.
12 hours. Balls to the wall. 4 different classes running. Prototypes. Badass production cars in full race spec. It's a phenomenal event. This is year 9 for Eric and myself. Year 8 for the rest of you guys, for Nick and Carmelo. You know, this is definitely a tradition that we want to keep doing as long as we possibly can.
And talking about traditions too, we got to call out some of the guys that have been doing this for decades here.
Absolutely.
Like right behind us, we have F Troop, who's been doing this for a hell of a long time and gets in some crazy shenanigans. We have next to us the team Bovine Racing, who dress up as cows with udders and walk around all day long.
It's utterly ridiculous.
And they come over and visit us because we're right across the way from them. We have the monks across the other corner. The guys at Turn 10. The hospitality is absolutely phenomenal.
Some of the nicest, kindest people.
There's some turmoil in that group now with some health issues, but we went over there the other day, helped them set up some tents. Got our VIP key tags for the year. I'm not digging mine out right now. And I mean, they have a great setup.
Turn 10.
And they do the scaffolding, so we can get up into the scaffolding and watch the race, and do pictures and stuff. Who else were we talking about?
Turn 9 is a new.
Turn 9's getting pretty big now.
Turn 9's getting pretty big. I mean, Turn 7 has got some groups as well that have been around forever. But
I feel like it's a revolving group that shows up.
It is a revolving group. But I think to Nick's point, there are people that have been coming to this track for 40, 35.
Well, and even
years.
like we bumped in today. One of the dealership I work at, the Ford dealership. One of my service advisors, Shay, awesome guy. He's a Mustang guy as well. He's got a GT.
Yep.
He's been coming here since he was 3, and he's probably in his late 20s, early 30s like us, or somewhere like us. He's a little younger than us, but he's been coming since he's about 3. His family's been coming for 40 plus years, so it's a family tradition at this point. They set up in the same spot every year on one of the main fence lines. It's just crazy. It's a family event for a lot of people, and I know a few of us have talked about when the kids get a little older and we spring for an RV rental or something like that in the future, or maybe a couple. We want to get our families into this, right? You know, we're lucky enough that our
100%.
kids kind of like cars and stuff, and the wives will happily sit in their air-conditioned RVs and read books. So we've got
20, 30 years from now, I want us to sit here and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Us group, obviously our family's involved. I see this becoming it's a year-long, like
a year. It's a ritual at this point. It's not.
It's
not just annual, but it's like a ritual for us. Like
absolutely.
You know, even just getting ready. You know,
I mean,
we all
start
know
talking
what to
9 months
do,
in advance, and we just start.
Yeah,
from
we
there,
talk about it in advance,
oh,
and we stop talking about it. But we all know, okay, this is what we got to do.
Yep.
Got to get tickets, and
we've
always
gotten
get it off.
We've got a lot better at it, but like the people that have been coming here for years, keep doing it. It's awesome. We love you guys. We're actually getting, you know, a lot more acclimated to a lot of those groups.
Yeah.
Turn 10. We go there every year. We hang out with those people. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, we've been going there for like 2 years now, and like at this point, like
to Carmelo's.
Bye guys. Bye.
Bye guys. We'll catch up with
you. We'll catch up with you a little bit.
Yeah. We will. Don't worry, we will.
All right.
We like it moist. Sorry.
Anyways, our friends will have
Sebring things.
Yeah, Sebring things.
So it's long story short, we could probably go on for a lot longer talking about this place and all the fantastic things that happen here,
and the cool people that we get to meet every year.
The cool experiences. I mean, we haven't talked about the experiences, but Cadillac and GM. I don't know if Chevy has it this year, but they have driving experiences.
Yeah, the Chevy one never was much. The Cadillac one, though.
The Cadillac
we actually, you know, Eric, Nick, and myself got the opportunity yesterday to hit up the Cadillac driving experience. We actually got to drive the CT5 V Blackwing in a manual,
6-speed manual,
which was phenomenal.
That thing is
fantastic.
It was fun.
I mean, I get it's a 6-figure car, but holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is insane. And then we got the chance because we hopped out and they were like, "Do you want to drive with something else?" And we're like, "Sure." And we hopped right into an Escalade V.
Yeah.
And got to do the same thing. I'm actually glad I did it because I always thought I wanted one, and the tech and the comfort is great. But honestly, I have more fun driving my ST. The rawness of this.
I mean, for double the price. And let me ask this because I think it's only 500 horsepower.
They're more than double the price of this.
And I'm not.
682. She said.
682.
In the Escalade.
Yes.
The Escalade V. Yeah.
Well,
it's got the same
I get it.
engine
It's
as the
100
Blackwing, but it's
130,
torqued up a little.
Somewhere in that range. But
they're
something
running
to keep
$130
in mind.
to $150 before a markup.
Wow.
This car weighed, the SUV weighs 8,200
No,
pounds.
it tows that. It weighs almost 7,000. That's still a lot.
I'm sorry. That was.
And is this the regular, or is this the XT, or whatever they're calling
the extended? Breaks 7,000 pounds. The one we were in was the normal length. It was just about 6,800, I think she said, just under 7,000.
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about. It's literally 2,000 pounds more than my Explorer, and I mean it's larger. The seats are absolutely amazing.
But almost double the horsepower.
The technology is, factory, yeah.
Factory.
I'm only about
you're Sebring, but I'm saying factory.
Away, but
I'm going, apples to apples.
Yeah, apples to apples. It is an absolutely epic vehicle for pure luxury and power and performance.
Yeah. It is really funny though because like when you put your foot down on that thing, it makes all the right noises.
Yeah.
It sounds phenomenal. Yeah. But once your foot is to the floor, you feel every bit of that 7,000 pounds.
Oh yeah,
the heft.
It is
you feel the heft.
Really? So the 700 horsepower doesn't.
It moves.
Yeah.
It definitely moves, but for what it is a very heavy SUV.
Yeah. More friends.
I will say, hands down, for the money, get the CT5V Blackwing.
Yeah.
That thing was amazing. And I get it. SUVs and sedans are very different animals. They're for very different purposes.
That surprises me because you got to think that Jeep and Dodge have had the Hellcat, the 700 horsepower in the Grand Cherokee as well as the Durango, and I get it's not going to be as nice, not nearly as luxurious.
The tech of this thing was mind blowing, and I knew of some of the tech because some of the Hyundais have some of the stuff now, and some like Lincolns and stuff. But like one of the things that we were just like we got into and we just forgot existed recently, a new technology, so to speak. There's microphones in the front and the second row. with speakers above your head in both, and
so
they
you can
amplify.
walkie-talkie.
They constantly they're on. They're amplifying the conversation.
I'm not gonna lie,
Kia has it in the Carnival.
It is weird.
It was weird.
And there's iPad Pro size tablets in the back seats and stuff.
Yeah,
all the controls you could ever want, and your air.
Noise
I mean, it's
headphones.
the quilted leather Napa seat. I mean, it's a beautiful vehicle. So for over 6 figures, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'd almost rather not spend that money for the V and just get a comparably tech and luxury equipped non-V.
Yeah.
Just for all that good stuff.
You're just paying for the sound at that point. You're paying for sound and acceleration.
Well,
it's not going to be able to turn.
And like I said, it made all the noises. And
it makes more noises than the CT5V Blackwing, and in a glorious way. The burbles on the down, it is amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun car.
But
and it's a tank.
Yeah. Oh, it is a tank.
It's massive.
It was a tank.
It's massive. But anyways,
it's a comfortable tank.
Let's go ahead and end that because we can just ramble off for freaking hours. But anyways, on that note, I forgot my outro.
Wow. Yeah. So
and
anyway,
on that note, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the subscribers. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Cheers to booze and cars, and we'll catch you guys on
and please
the next
drive
one.
responsibly. Do not
Savor your
drink
brews
and drive.
Drive responsibly, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.